What's up, guys? This is EJ Holland with On 3 and Rivals here with Rivals300 defensive lineman Alister Vallejo, committed to the Michigan Wolverines. How's it going, Alister?
That's great. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Before we, I guess, dive into the Michigan side of stuff, man, it's hot out here. We're in Texas. Just tell me a little bit about, two-a-days. How have things been going with practice?
I mean, we've been off to a hot start for sure. No pun intended. It's been great. It's just a real blessing to be out here as well. And, I think everything's coming along really well.
You recently made that decision to commit to Michigan. What went in it? Why Michigan?
I'd say for me, it's just the big relationships. The relationships I had with, the people there, with Coach Esposito is just, was the best relationships with, in my recruiting process. And just the people there, not even the people that I'm just going to be primarily involved with, but just the entire staff as a whole, is just all are amazing.
At what point did you know it was Michigan? Because you set a decision date, kind of ahead of time. At what point did you say, like, okay, it's definitely going to be Michigan?
Yeah, I mean, I had taken some visits prior to that commitment date, and as much as I did enjoy them, they were nice. Being there was just cool experience, very surreal for me. It just didn't feel the same, and I knew right there when it's almost felt like I was looking for something that wasn't there.
I know you made your OV after the commitment, but just tell me a little bit about being on campus, kind of getting that whole in-depth Michigan Wolverine experience.
Oh man, I loved it. Just the hospitality and just the life of the Ann Arbor was just amazing. There's so many just spots to go see. Oh, plenty of spots to eat, and it was just a great time.
What about the first visit? You said the other schools didn't feel like Michigan. Your first visit was in the spring, right?
Yes, sir.
What was it about that visit that made it feel like home?
Even just being as maybe not as recruited by such big blue blood programs. When I was there in Michigan, they hadn't offered me yet, and they really showed tons of hospitality and showed me why it could be home. And they have been the same since before they offered me. They would call me before they offered me. It has not changed one bit, the relationship.
I remember that weekend, there were a few other big time, recruits. And I remember seeing that photo of you in the restaurant, and I was like, who's this Alister Vallejo kid? I had to look him up, and you've kind of risen up the rankings, but
Absolutely.
What was that process like, going from under the radar to now being a top 300 guy?
Slow, but worth it. I mean, I wouldn't say it was, your average process, I guess, but it took me a while to get to where I am, but like once it came fast, and it's been a ride for sure.
After you committed, you got those comps to Mason Graham, which I'm sure you saw all over the place. What was your reaction to getting compared to, one of the greats at Michigan?
Oh, it's awesome. I don't really see it as, something negative. I think it's just a huge compliment to be compared, as someone as, elite as him.
Awesome. We had to move locations here because of the heat. Completely overheated and fried my phone, but we're back. We're talking a little bit about the Mason Graham comps. Talk a little bit about how you see yourself fitting into the scheme, and if the Michigan staff kind of used Mason Graham as a bit of a selling point for you.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely brought up for sure. I think of it as a very beneficial thing. Being able to be so versatile as an athlete. I love being able to move all around, play all around, shift, and I think me being able to be in their defense, it allows me to do that, and that's what I'm a big fan of.
You mentioned relationships at the beginning of this interview. Tell me a little bit about Coach Lou, Coach Moore, what you think about those guys.
They're amazing people. Coach Moore, he called me just yesterday before practice, wanted to check up on me, calls me maybe once every week, every other week. He's just a great guy, and really cares for the people around him, as well as Coach Esposito, constantly texting me, making sure I'm good, and Coach Denham as well, texts me every day, says, just have a great day, go be a dog, and stuff like that.
So I know you're happy with your commitment to Michigan. You did get a Miami offer. I'm sure there are some other schools still trying to talk to you. Tell me about getting that Miami offer. What other schools are still recruiting you? How you're handling that side of your recruitment?
Yeah, I'd say there's more schools starting to pick up on me, reaching out, but I mean, I like where I am right now, and it's just, you know, if they're wanting to recruit me,
nothing you can do about it.
nothing I can do about it. Exactly.
Cool. So, like I said, I know you made that visit, got a chance to spend some time with commits. I think you went back for Victor's weekend, right?
I went the last 3 weekends.
You went the last 3 weekends.
Yes,
I don't think
sir.
anybody knew you made the third visit.
Yes, sir.
What was it like getting around some of the commits and building bonds with some of the guys in the class?
Oh, it was amazing being able to hang around some of the guys. Titan Davis, I know he just had a birthday, big 18. Also, me and Jalen Pyle, we went and played some golf together. Our dads and me and him. That was a good time. Just, you know, all around great people, for sure.
It's getting kind of later in the cycle, but anybody you're recruiting?
I'd say we got a great D-line room, elite D-line room, and I think Deuce Gerald's, he's come join it.
You're gonna try to flip him in the fall. Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Last question, Ali. I'll leave the floor open to you. Anything you want to tell Michigan fans?
I appreciate all the support. I love y'all. Go Blue.